Y'all, Sleeve Island is really a thing. Hi everyone, welcome to my channel. My name is Jana Kay, and it is so good to have you here for another episode of Boujee Crochet Wearables. So I have been wanting to get this oversized sweater by Olga Poltava. I'm wanting to get it done so I can show you the finished project and in all its beautiful glory. And I am on Sleeve Island. I first heard this term used by knitters and thought, well, okay, maybe sleeves are boring. I don't know why they call it that and why it is such a familiar term that is used often. And then I started working on the sleeves. And it's not that sleeves are boring, at least for me. Sleeve Island is not because the sleeves are any more boring than the rest of the top. I mean, this is all half double crochet in the back loop only, except for the ribbing part down here. And that's exactly what the sleeves are. I think it's that you're getting so close to the end, you're wanting to have it finished, have this completed project, and you have to get the sleeves done. And it's so exciting when you finish the body and you start thinking, I'm working on the sleeves, I'm getting them done, but it feels like they just keep going and going and going. But as I said, this is not any more boring than this was. There were no fancy stitches other than either half double crochet in the back loop or single crochet in the back loop for that ribbing. But I found that Sleeve Island, actually, it's a thing. It's really a thing. So, all that to say, I don't have the project completed, but wanted to check in and show you what I do have done and what the next steps are in this sweater. And part of the reason that I am coming on, even though this video, I like to have my Boujee Crochet Wearables series out on Tuesdays, that it's a couple of days late, is because I wasn't going to put out a video till it was finished. But I watched another YouTuber. Her channel is called A Balanced Skein. She is a knitter, and she was talking about being bored, again, that word, boredom, being bored with some of the knitting podcasts that are out there because they all seem to be doing the same thing. And she highlighted some of her favorite channels, and some were doing some things that were different. One of them in particular was kind of a vlog style, but walked you through in shorter videos each week of the progress that she was making on all her projects. And so I thought, you know what? Let me show you the progress that I have made and keep you up to date, because for some of you, you might be interested in the whole progress and how this sweater and other projects have come into being. And so I ended up sewing together the shoulders and trying it on. So this stitch marker is the back, represents the back side, even though if you hold it up by the shoulder seams, you can tell that the back does come up a little higher than the front. So I sewed up the shoulder seams. I marked where I would like my sleeves to be attached, and then just put another stitch marker here so I could try it on and make sure it was fitting, especially where I wanted my underarms, because I didn't want them down too far and be too bulky, but I didn't also want them up high and tight. And so, yeah, kind of put a mark in that. And then I started on the sleeve. So this is the sleeve. All the sleeve patterns are the same. I did shorten my sleeve by 1 stitch because I have shorter arms. I wanted to make sure that they were not too long. And so that's the other reason why I tried this on. And I took a measuring tape when I had it on and measured from here to my wrist just below my watch so that they wouldn't go too long. And then I chained according to this and then realized, well, the pattern called for 51 and I have 50. If I still did my stitch count right, I have 50. So it's not too much different. But every sweatshirt, every sweater, every jacket that I buy, I have to turn up the sleeves, and I didn't want to have to do that on this. This one is done the same as the sweater, where you're doing half double crochet in the rows and finishing the ribbing, attaching the ribbing directly to it by doing single crochets, all in the back loop only. And so, yeah, so this sleeve is done. I have one more sleeve to go. So the idea is that when you finish a sleeve, you leave enough, and I just dropped my yarn, but you leave a long enough tail, not this one down here. You leave a long enough tail to seam up the side and then around the arm onto the body. And as I said, I marked where I want my sleeves to go. So I don't know, I may be adjusting this, but at least I know where I'm comfortable. I know that I won't go up too much, but if I have to drop down a couple of stitches to make sure this fits, then, or this circumference up around here fits, then I can do that. Or maybe I will be able to match it exactly. But yeah, I thought it was kind of interesting that you are to, I was thinking you would just match the center of the sleeve, the center of the shoulder here, with the seam that I made, and then stitch down and stitch the other side, or stitch around and then seam up the arm and the side or something like that. But you actually seam the sleeve first and then attach the sleeve to the body around the shoulders and then down the side of the body. So one more sleeve to go, and still love this fabric. It is so pretty the way those two skeins held together are working. The blue, I love this blue color of the alpaca and silk blend yarn, along with that light gray of the it's superwash merino and alpaca blend. And so yeah, I love it. I tried it on with just my strappy top, and it's not itching me. I'm so excited about that, because I was afraid with even the superwash merino that it would feel a little scratchy, and it doesn't, and I'm so excited. So I am looking forward to wearing it. And yeah, so that is the progress I have been making on it. And the reason that I've only gotten one sleeve done since the last episode is that I am working on some projects that just need to get done. I am part of a shawl swap, need to get that completed by the end of this month, wanted to get halfway through by March 15th so that I can get the rest halfway through, and I'm talking about the skein of yarn, so I can get halfway through or the rest of the way through the skein of yarn, because it's going to take the full 1,000 yards in that skein to finish the shawl. And so that way I get half done by the 15th, the rest of the half done by the 30th, so that I can block it and mail it by the 31st. And so that is my goal. Might have to get it done by the 29th so I can wash it, block it, give it time to dry, and send it off on the 31st, because that is the deadline. And then I wanted to get some of the crochet alongs that I am part of done. For example, the birthstones cowl that I am a part of and making hats for Bumblebee Mountain Outreach. I wanted to get those done. And so the first part of the month was focusing on some projects that I felt like really need to get done, or need to get done up to a certain point to make sure that I meet those deadlines. So that was where I was concentrating. And then I had a couple of side projects that kind of captured, that's a good word, captured my attention like a bookmark. And I wanted to get a washcloth done so that I could use it in my kitchen, which I am, and so grateful that I have that to use. So that is why it took me a little while to get that sleeve done. But for the rest of this month, I am concentrating on getting the second sleeve done, all sewn together, and finishing up the shawl. I still might get sidetracked by a couple of projects like those bookmarks that I'm making, maybe a couple of other washcloths, thinking about Christmas in July and what projects and videos I want to do. So there's still enough to capture some of my attention. But yes, thought that I would update you on the progress of my oversized sweater. And thank you for sticking with me, for watching this series, for your interest in this series. I really do appreciate it. I appreciate all your comments and the views, just watching my videos, especially in this series. It seems to be a series that you all enjoy, and I'm so grateful for that, because I really enjoy taking crochet wearables and what I would say zhuzhing them up, really highlighting the creative designers and patterns that are out there and making them with really beautiful yarn. So thank you for joining me, and I will see you hopefully next week for another update of Boujee Crochet Wearables and the oversized sweater. Y'all have a wonderful day. Bye-bye, y'all.